Hi out there, Kevin Strong again with Strong Jacobs and Associates, and we do two things well: credit score improvement and debt reduction. Today's video, we're going to talk about debt validation and what that is all about. So I've got some notes down here that I jotted because I really want to go into specific detail about this process because I get so many questions about this topic. So what is the debt validation? Collectors are required by the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act to send you what's called a written debt validation notice about the debt they're trying to collect on you. So what kind of information should this letter include? It should include the amount that's owed, the name of the creditor seeking payment, a statement that the debt is assumed invalid by the collector unless you dispute it within 30 days of the first contact. So what that verbiage basically is saying is that you've got 30 days to respond to this notice. And if you ignore it, the debt collector is going to assume that you owe the debt. A statement that is written to dispute the debt or request more information within 30 days. The debt collector will verify the debt by mail. So the debt collector is required by law to say if you ask them to validate, not verify, validate the debt, then they must comply with that within 30 days. If they do not, then they're in violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act. So if you don't receive a validation notice within 10 days of the first contact, request that they give you that information. Okay, they're required by law to comply with that. So let's say that they actually comply with it, because most of them don't, but let's just say for the sake of this video, they do comply. What is your next action steps that you can take to protect yourself as a consumer? You can write what's called a debt validation letter. Okay, the validation letter might leave you with more questions than answered, but is a very effective tool if you're dealing with an aggressive debt collector, right? A debt validation letter can pause collection efforts and may deter debt collectors who don't have sufficient information. If you intend to pay the debt to resolve the account, you might want more information to verify that you're actually paying the right collector. So that's what this debt validation process is all about. What I tell my clients is that if you're going to write a debt validation letter, do not, I repeat, do not admit that you owe the debt. You're just trying to get verification. I'm sorry, I shouldn't use that word. You just want them to validate the debt and how they came about saying you owe the debt, how they have the authority to collect on that debt, and the amount that they're trying to collect. That's basically what the debt validation is. It requires the collector to come up with a lot more documentation to prove that you owe the debt, how much it is, and that they're legally bound or legally licensed to collect that debt in your prospective state. A debt validation is very important. Debt verification is very easy, right? The threshold to prove that is very, very low. So you never want to use that verbiage, verification. It's always validation. So let's move into this. What is this debt validation letter about? Because it empowers the consumer, even if you flat out owe the debt. You can ask for a copy of the original contract, the amount and the age of the debt. You can ask for a copy of the last billing statement. You can ask the collector, hey, are you bonded and insured in my state? Do you have a license to do collection activity in my state? You can ask all of these questions in your debt validation letter, right? You're not admitting that you owe the debt. You're asking for validation of the debt. I hope that's making sense, right? So although you can ask all of these things, technically by law, the debt collector are only required to provide information on the following: the original creditor, the balance owed, and the name of the person who owes the debt that they're trying to collect on. However, it is a violation of the Collection Practice Act for a debt collector to refuse to send a validation notice or fail to respond to a validation letter. They have to do that within 30 days. Once you send off this debt validation letter, all collection activity must cease and desist. I strongly encourage my clients, or when we handle things like this, we send these letters certified return receipt, because quite often they don't respond within 30 days, and that's a violation of the law. You can go down the road of hiring a licensed attorney to sue the debt collector, but a lot of times I'll use that violation as leverage to maybe offer 10 or 20 cents on the dollar in conjunction with that lowball offer. Because of the violation, I'll also strongly encourage within the settlement letter to remove that item off my client's credit report. So there's a two-pronged approach that we use when there's a violation. And typically there's a lot of violations going on during the debt collection process that most consumers are not aware of. So I hope this gave you a little bit of information about debt validation letters and what your rights are when you're first contacted by someone that's trying to collect the debt. This has been Kevin Strong from Strong Jacobs and Associates, and we do two things very well: credit score improvement and debt reduction. And I'll see you in the next video.